All right, now let's talk game for real. For those that don't know, I'm your boy, Sir Goldy. You spell mine with the Y, Goldy. When you're referring to me, make sure you're talking about down south Goldy. I'm none like those other guys. Now, briefly, I'm gonna try to sum this up for y'all in a nutshell, because I'm tired of seeing niggas being misled. You know, there's some rules and there's some things out there that's going on in the world, and some of that stuff, you know, it's kind of true. But a lot of these guys that stand behind these things that they say they do, I don't see no substance to them. You know what I'm saying? Because you can do one silly ass thing that could throw your whole game off, and then make a real player look bad. Because when it come down to game for real, to me personally, game for real, man, real game is a nigga not even having a run game or a lie. Like, it's purely gonna come out of nigga the right shit to say to a broad. That's when you really that nigga for real, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta sit down and practice no words, no lines to say to a hoe, because the same words and lines ain't gonna work for every hoe. It's gonna be different occasions, different situations. It's gonna be different areas. All this old shit gonna make a big difference. It's gonna be different. The weather may be different. All kind of shit. It's everything that you have to take into accountability. My nigga, when it come down to game for real, certain shit, I wouldn't even advise you to even try to holler at a hoe in a certain type of weather. Like, what? It ain't gonna make no sense trying to talk to a woman and she's trying to make her way inside the store and it's freezing cold outside. Or you see a bad bitch and you trying to get her phone number and it's blistering hot outside, but she looking good. You gotta know when to say certain shit and how to say certain shit. And then at the same time be able to plant seeds without saying shit at all. I'd have pulled a lot of bitches without saying a damn thing at all. And the last thing you want to do is lead with your motherfucking mitt. You never lead with your mitt, my nigga. I mean, you know, you want to lead with your mitt, excuse me, as far as you having your hand out mashing for your ransom, because a nigga handsome come with a ransom. But as far as a nigga leading with his pockets, you know, you want a bitch to view you as dollar signs, this big boy tricking off shit, these rap niggas doing, flying bitches out and all that old type of shit. Listen, man, the nigga that pays for sex don't get no respect. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. And you can never satisfy a bitch when it come down to how freaky a broad can be and all this old type of shit. So if you want good results when it come down to a broad, dog, you gotta keep her on her toes. And the best way to keep a bitch on her toes is to let her know that she's not alone. You got to have a stable full. At least keep you more than one. Because one hoe too close to no hoe. You wonder why you niggas be stressing and going crazy when a bitch get out on you. Because you niggas suffer from OBS. That's only one bitch syndrome. You so used to that one girl and don't know how to act when this bitch get out of line. And just think about it. Don't shit go right when wifey ain't satisfied. She fucks the whole house up. Everybody mood and everything got to be fucked up. Should no one woman have that much motherfucking power, dog? That ain't how it's supposed to be. Literally. Dog, you got to get you some experience up under your belt and know how this shit go. And meanwhile, so before you get to the point where you want to settle down and all this old type of shit, you know, you'll have some experience up under your belt and know what to look for. Because a lot of times you guys will look onto the hoe instead of looking into the hoe. You look straight over a bitch potential and be worrying about how big her ass is and how fine she is and how the pussy gonna feel and all this old shit, and straight looking over a bitch potential. I see a bitch potential, bring the beauty and all that shit out of a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing you want is for a bitch to be out here up under these other guys' game, which means she's imprinted behind the last dudes that she's been fucking with, and she don't know any better. The first thing you're supposed to do whenever you get a bitch and she's down with you, you're supposed to get her, sit her down, and put her up on your game, because a lot of these bitches need some falling down. They're going to be rough around the edges, thinking they can play this old type of shit, try you like they be trying these tricks and other niggas that be paying for pussy and all this old square shit. Yeah, you're going to have to show her you completely different. Matter of fact, some of them you ain't going to even have to do all that, because your aura alone supposed to let a bitch know what type of nigga you is, man. And the same energy you put out will be the same energy you receive. As far as the type of bitches that you have on your team, because I'm not just fucking with just any type of hoe just because she look good or she's making me look good. Fuck that. I make myself look good. You know what I'm saying? How can we build together? What the fuck can I do with her besides just lay up with her and fuck her all day? Because I ain't the nigga to lay up all day. And after five fucks type shit, my nigga, if you don't know no tricks or really know how to handle pussy and know your way with bitches and all this old type of shit, it's gonna all feel the same. That bitch gonna know your climax point. And that shit gonna get old to her. Don't think that you guys are the only one that can have multiple sex partners. Bitches just know how to keep their shit hidden a lot better. It be niggas that be too sloppy with their shit. Quick to want to tell the truth about some shit. You can find out some shit about a bitch, dog, and unless you saw it with your own two eyes, she'll never admit to it. And it's still going to be hard to get her to admit to it, even if you've seen it with your own two eyes. So to get a bitch to just open up and just tell you some shit just because or just because you want to know, no, they don't do that. Niggas be the ones that want to tell all their personal business, who they used to fuck with and shit like that. Bitch ain't even ask you all that shit. Now she done studied you to a point where she got your routine down pat. She know when you go in certain places, when you hanging out with the guys, when you want to go to the gym, when you want to do this and that. And the moment you do anything that's off course, she's going to be aware and catch on to that shit. And peep game when your attitude get the best of your type shit because you done got aggravated so fast, but you ain't been doing that because the bitch got you down pat. Y'all niggas got to understand, man. You got to understand a player is his own best fucking company. At some point, you want to be alone. Find strength in your solitude, dog. So when you are fucking with motherfuckers and you bringing them into your world and into your life, they got a purpose. They're not just around just to be laying up and soaking up space and just doing nothing and just thinking that they just around just for a nigga to fuck on and waste time with. No, it's never about the bitch. It's always to a player discretion. You know, like I said, I ain't going to be able to sum all this shit up in a nutshell with just one video. But it's a lot of shit I'm going to have to pull you niggas coats to because the average guy who talk about this ism or game, period, they're going to just talk about ism and speak on some past tense shit that they did when they was in the game, speaking of pimping and horn. But when I talk about the game, I'm talking about the game all the way around the board. The way of life, the laws, and including these bitches and these squares niggas too, because you're going to have to go out your way to stay out these suckers' way. You're going to have to be prepared to know what type of bitches you're dealing with. And at the same time, you're going to have an even balance to be cold and compassionate. To be cold enough to know how to stiff up on a hoe and give her the business and stand on business when it's time for that type of shit, but compassionate enough to attract the right hoes that's down for the cause. You know what I'm saying? So this shit way bigger than just a nigga politicking and all this old type of shit. I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you uncut. That's why this shit called 36 ounces of gold again. The best thing since cocaine. It ain't no motherfucking game if it ain't 36 ounces of gold again.